Well, anyhow, today, basically this just left where I left off last video. I'm going to go ahead and pull the motor again, weld up the cross member where I added that little support, pressure wash the engine bay, clean it, degrease it, and then go ahead and probably paint it. I'm going to pull off these valve covers. Those are hideous. Paint those. I have some wrinkle red. I'll probably paint them. Clean up the injectors, probably clean up the intake manifold. That's kind of thinking about painting that gloss black. But I got a buddy of mine, he's just getting into that hydro dipping. So he has a carbon Kevlar dip type of thing that we might go ahead and give that a try on there, and he wants to practice. So might dip that in the carbon Kevlar. That'd be kind of cool. Cool looking intake manifold. But basically going to go ahead and clean this up. Like I said, I haven't really decided what to do with the car. I kind of want to drift it, but at the same time I don't want to drift it because I don't want to hit barrels and wreck it and run into a bunch of stuff. I mean, it is my first season drifting, and I don't have too much seat time because my damn KA just keeps blowing up on me every drift of it. But hopefully I'll probably try it out in a few of the events where there's not big walls and stuff like that, because I don't really want to wreck it into a wall. But yeah, I'm basically just gonna go ahead and pull it out, and pressure wash it. Add a little bit more to this stain. Just don't tell my dad that I pressure washed it in the driveway. So here we go. Alright, so this is pretty much the project that I kind of got finished up tonight. I went ahead and kind of wire wheeled all that rust away out of this stuff, and went ahead and etch primed it, and so it's kind of better than it was. This right here, this is the Crossmember. That's kind of a pretty weld right there. This one's not a bad weld right there. And that's kind of how I have it welded across the whole top right there. And then right here on the bottom, I went ahead and welded all that all shut. And it's pretty damn solid. I mean, it seems like just as strong as factory was, especially with the amount of weld I got on there. So. Anyhow, I'm basically just gonna kind of wire wheel all that clean, and then go ahead and spray it with a little bit of Rust-Oleum, and just so it looks a little bit prettier. And then I'm gonna go ahead and paint the bay probably this evening. So alright, well, I went ahead and gave her the old rattle can job, and looks decent. I might throw another coat on here in a minute after it all gets done. But I got this thing all jacked up way in the air. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I was going to paint the engine bay. I'll show you the color. Alright, well, I got the base coat on the engine bay here. You can kind of see the sparkle a little bit. It's kind of hard to tell. Alright, there's the color of it. So anyhow, I'm basically just gonna finish. I got the radiator support done as well. As you can see, I got this damn thing right here to work with, and so I got bugs everywhere. But I got the clear coat in there. Got my little Finex. This damn thing doesn't like to focus, but it's an FX3000. Nice little gun for small jobs. It's pretty small. So. All right, so this is basically the finished product. You can see there's a lot of flake in there, and basically what I just did is they had down at DNS here in Colorado, they had two mix match, or two little things that weren't quite, it was about half a pint of Toyota, I think it was silver jade pearl or something like that, and then just some black base coat. And so basically what I did is I just mixed them together And so it's got like a greenish gold slash silver in it. It's really a pretty cool color, and I mean, it's definitely different. It almost gives it kind of a, I don't know, it definitely looks a little bit different. You know, gives it a completely different color for the engine bay or whatever. We got the radiator support done. That came out pretty good. I wasn't going to do it. I was just going to paint it later, and then I was like, you know, it'll take, you know, basically just like 30 seconds or so to go ahead and do that. So anyhow, basically, oh, and when you guys paint, make sure to use a mask. These are just my particle filter on there right now, but I use these right here, and I only use these for painting, you know, whether it's usually spray paint or whatever, but these are, I think, the something vapor, noxious vapor or something like that. But anyhow, I always keep those in a Ziploc bag because they're only good for a certain, you know, amount of hours. And so after I'm done painting, I always throw those back in there, and you know, so I'll get plenty of painting out of those. And then always wear this when I'm sanding and, you know, cutting and grinding and all that other stuff. So I mean, this right here turned out pretty good. Notched it pretty well. It's solid. I mean, it almost seems stronger than the factory Crossmember or whatever. But I think this color's pretty cool. I don't necessarily know if I'd paint the whole car that color, but you know, it's definitely kind of interesting for the engine bay. As this thing sits right here, I hate these valve covers. I was going to probably pull those off tonight and maybe try to respray those and clean it up a little bit. Maybe clean up the intake manifold. It looks like somebody rattle canned it before, and you know, it just kind of flaked off and ugly looking and all that stuff. So basically, I'm going to let this clear coat dry. I'm going to go ahead and pull this, you know, pull off the valve covers and probably paint those, and probably try to get some of the paint, this red paint, off of these damn coil packs, because that kind of looks like shit. And once I get all that done, I look, somebody even painted orange before, and then people are just, look at that, it just comes right off. And so anyhow, I'll probably paint these with I have some what is it? It's wrinkle red. I'll go ahead and paint those with, and I think that'll look a little bit better. So anyhow, I got the valve covers off. It's amazing how gross these things are. I got some of that aircraft stripper on it right now. I got this all covered up, and I haven't even messed with those yet. But gonna make a Walmart run and get some more aircraft stripper and a few other little things. All right, so here's kind of the valve covers. I'm prepping them. I already kind of sprayed this one with its first coat. This is the second one after I prepped it. It was kind of a bitch to do that. I'm using this VHT Wrinkle Plus. It's just, you know, wrinkle red is pretty much all it is. And basically the directions they say to apply 3 heavy coats. So here I am applying three heavy coats to this bastard. I don't know, I always like the wrinkle red look, and you know, just because it's JDM, you know, it's got that Type R Civic look to it, you know. I'm kind of a ricer at heart, so I decided, you know, I'd kind of like to rice out my friggin' ls1, you know. And yeah, I think this will be the second coat on this. You're supposed to, oh shit, you're supposed to like go diagonal. One of them like horizontal, one of them vertical, and one diagonal. So that'll be the diagonal one. And this guy will still need a little bit more on him, but yeah, that's pretty much how those guys are sitting. I've got this thing all taken apart over here. There's a beautiful engine bay. Here's the dirty old desk from, look at all this orange shit just everywhere. Terrible, freaking terrible. And usually I turn off the radio because the music. They don't let me put ads on there, but now it's playing commercials, so I could get away with it. All right, so basically, right now I'm just cleaning up these coil packs up a little bit. Somebody painted them red, and as you can tell, they're not the prettiest things in the world. So I'm just cleaning them up. I got some like lacquer thinner and a little wire brush, and kind of cleaning them up. I can't really get in all the little nooks and crannies and stuff, so I'm just kind of throwing a little bit of rattle can on them, and hopefully it doesn't mess them up. But right here I'm just kind of taking a look at the wiring, just trying to sort everything out and figure out where I'm going to mount the ECU and all this stuff. Basically I'm a little bit kind of confused as far as this right here. This is the factory KA wiring. You got all your injectors and stuff. That's like all the main stuff going up there, and then you got this. And basically these connectors right here go to the fuse box on the edge, and this is the F3 connector that connects basically to everything as far as the dash, ignition, everything under the dash. And this is the factory ECU thing. Basically I kind of think, as far as what I've kind of been looking at, I think you pretty much just cut all this shit out, all the injectors and everything, all that stuff just goes bye-bye. Kind of keep this or pull a few wires out of that, and because I'm trying to keep the factory fuse box, just so I have all the headlights and blinkers and windshield wipers and all that stuff. If I'd like to keep AC, I'd like to put that in eventually. So those are those connectors that go in there. And there's the body grommet or whatever. So I'm just kind of trying to figure everything out and go from there. This is the harness right here. This basically is a starter, charger, or charging diagram, and not really diagram, but it's just the harness for all that stuff. So there's a positive cable on that. So, but that's pretty much it. What I'm doing right now. Oh, I got the valve covers, and anyhow, they're just they're over here wrinkling up, trying to at least, and so they'll look nice when they dry. Right now they're just kind of shiny, but once they get done, they'll dull up a little bit and look a little bit prettier. Well, anyhow, I got these bad boys kind of painted up. Anyhow, I'd say they look at least a good 10% better than they did, and kind of messed with the fuel rail. It solvent bubbled like son of a bitch on me. And these injectors are painted fucking red too, but I'll probably end up cleaning those up tomorrow. Haven't decided yet. Oh, I made a big mess. I spilled that damn wet sanding shit. And anyhow, the wiring, kind of confused about that, so I might go inside and edit and go ahead and edit and upload the video, and then look up some more wiring while I'm doing that. But yeah, that's about it. I'm looking at this interior, and I'm just like surprised at how clean the dash is. It makes me, I don't know, it just makes me feel like it's a really nice car, just the way the dash looks. But anyhow, I'd really like to get like the cruise control working. I'd love to get the AC working, all that stuff working perfect. It's got this alarm right here. It's this auto page. It's like a 6-way or something like that, and you could like start it and do all kinds of crazy stuff, and you could start it with temperature. So whenever the car gets to a certain temperature, it like starts it and cools it off, or whenever it gets too cold, it starts it and cools it down. That's kind of the color of the paint. It actually came out really gold looking, and just kind of cool. But I think the whole car would actually look pretty cool that color if I painted it like that. It would definitely be something different, and I don't know if I could, I could probably manage that, but I don't know what color I've decided to paint this thing yet. So anyhow, if you guys haven't yet, go ahead and like my my Facebook page. Usually I update that, either throughout the day or the week, with just random pictures and stuff like that. I know a few of the guys who probably liked it or whatever. I uploaded pictures of this and the engine bay and a few random little things, like that. If you like the videos, go ahead and subscribe, and stuff like that. Check out the other videos in the project series, the other KA, the old blown up KA, and let me know what you think. There's a drift event that actually changed it. See, today's the 12th, it's 5:50 in the morning. They changed the drift event from the 15th. It's supposed to be the 15th. They actually, there's a police station up there next to where we had the last drift event. One of the drift events where it was supposed to be held this time. Anyhow, they went ahead and they didn't like it. It was too unsafe, and people were spectators and just dumb stuff like that. So anyhow, they canceled it and they moved it to PPIR again in just like the VIP lot, the parking lot in the back, which is decent little setup. It's better than no drift event. I really like the Dick's parking lot. It's nice, smooth pavement. But anyhow, that's about it. So I should be hopefully trying to make it to that. I went ahead and yesterday I ordered HP Tuners Pro, the software. I found a guy on Craigslist in Florida, and went ahead and PayPal'd him the money, and talked to him on the phone and sent me some pictures and everything. Everything seems legit, so went ahead and did that. So that should be on its way tomorrow or today. He said he was going to ship it out in the morning. I also bought a Canon oil filter. I've got Castrol full synthetic. I got autometer gauge, oil pressure gauge, electronic sending gauge, a few other random little things for this thing today. And and I went ahead and I ordered a GTO power steering pump, basically with this F-body pump. The fitting is over here on the edge, on the side, and then it has the reservoir on the top. And the way it's geared is this pump it's kind of like it overdrives the power steering system. So anyhow, it makes your steering feel disconnected. But with the GTO pump, you could actually use this factory high pressure line right here. It kind of bolts up to it kind of sideways like that, and then there's a factory reservoir up there that you could also use. And so that's basically AutoZone remanufactured special. It was like $98 or something like that, plus like a $20-some core. But I'm gonna go ahead and probably get on Rock Auto. I looked on Rock Auto's website and they have the same damn thing for $48 or something like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and order that, and if everything works out, and then I'll just return that one, get the old money back. So I only paid $48 for it and had it now instead of paying expensive shit. And but anyhow, that's basically it for now. I'm gonna go inside and maybe take a nap. Oh, look at here's the fenders that go on here. I don't really care for this damn vent right here in the back, but that's always something that I could change later on down the road. But yeah, that's it. So you guys have a good one, and go ahead and check out my other videos, and we'll go from there.